Premiership Rugby, folks. Some big scorelines this week. We'll go over the games that were, some key events, stats, and you guys can let me know your thoughts. Remember, there's a week gap between now and the next, which is the penultimate round. But, yeah, still a few teams in the running, but still the same four up the top as last week. The first one, Northampton and Quins, two of the teams up the top of the log. And it proved to be about as tight as a game is going to get, 32-31. And it's kind of some of the key guys for both sides that maybe unsurprisingly get the scores. I mean, you're looking at the Quins list, Esther Hazen, Hugh Jones, Don Brandt, Murley, guys who've been ever present for the Quins campaign in 2021-2022. Likewise for Northampton, Freeman, Ludlam, Furbank, Waller, all their tries coming in the first half, interestingly. For the Northampton boys, they had, what was the leader? It was like 9 points after the Furbank try. But Harlequins probably had the try of the game with the Hugh Jones one, where Marcus Smith kicks it to Marchant. Marchant kicks it to himself. He manages to tap it in somehow. He taps it towards Hugh Jones, who catches it one-handed, puts in a step and goes over for a try. It's pretty class. It's pretty class. If you're looking for a kind of try of the season contender, that one will certainly be there. But like I said, Northampton had their bonus point before half time, but they still had to fight. And it comes down to a penalty on 76 minutes that Northampton slot. I think it was Grayson to go in front. The ultimate kind of pressure kick. I mean, yeah, it's as close as you're going to get to like an international level pressure situation. Full crowd, the game on the line, only a few minutes to go. It was, and with the playoffs the way they are, much needed kick, and he did a pretty good job of nailing it. So yeah, both sides walk away with the 4 try bonus points, losing a bonus point for the Quins guys. You got to give credit to Danny Kerr for chasing down Alex Mitchell as well. Good try-saving tackle earlier on in the game, but still, it's a loss for the Quins boys. They are in third on 74 points with 2 rounds to go. Northampton are not too far behind, but still they're the team most under threat in fourth on 68 points. So that really was a much-needed win. I get the feeling these teams don't like each other that much because there's a bit of handbags, but anyway, good game. Second one, Sale and Newcastle, was actually also a pretty good game. And these sides, I guess because they're both northern teams, you guys will have to let me know if this is the case. These guys really don't like each other. There was like handbags multiple times in this game. Right at the start, within a few minutes after Newcastle's defence kept Sale out of it, and towards the end as well. And then there was kind of TMO calls in this one as well. McGuigan keeps his try-scoring run going, and Newcastle do manage to get 4 tries, or they had to wait right to the death to get the Orlando one when the game was already gone. Carreras, Hodgson, and McGuigan, like I mentioned, also got the other tries. Aka van der Merwe for Sale, doing Aka van der Merwe things. It's good to see him back fit. He's the warthog because he likes to burrow over and keep low from close range. He's a pretty hard guy to stop, so he gets 2. Ben Curry gets 1, Hammersley and Ashman. The Hammersley one was pretty nice. The Ashman one was pretty nice too. The Hammersley one was the bonus point one, the hands, and it was all from kind of kick return play, what you like to see. Johan Janssen van Rensburg, pretty lucky to avoid a red card. It was the TMO who said that one should be yellow rather than red. The ref had definitely talked himself into a red card before the TMO talked him down, basically saying that he was kind of static when he made his upright tackle. But yeah, he's a wee bit of a lucky boy. But I mean, look at this one. Run meters 345 to 314. Sale dominate that area. You got Ben Curry making 23 tackles. I mean, Mateo Carreras is still a live wire. 105 meters, clean break and 4 defenders beaten. Not bad, but Sale kind of an expected win. So they are 7th on 61 points. They've probably left it a bit late this season, eh? And then Newcastle down in 11th on 33. The next game, Gloucester, goodness gracious me, 64-0. That is a hiding and a half. Every time I think Bart's getting a little bit better this year, something not even like that, because this is more than what you usually see happens. My goodness, this is just bonkers. I mean, Bath had an early yellow card, and it took a while for Gloucester to score, but they did. But just look at the list. I mean, Harris gets 1 on 12. That one's during the end of the yellow card. Lewis Rezamek gets 2, and he sets up a couple of other tries. He was just everywhere. Karelas gets 1. Morgan, Atkinson, Ludlow, Meehan, Ford Robinson got 1. He's probably not used to running as far as he did. He kind of looked surprised, the big reserve prop. And then Alemano got 1 as well. I don't know what to say. Gloucester had a yellow card as well, and they still scored. So they just kept going, man. Some pretty soft ones towards the end, to be honest. But, yeah. Run meters, 686 to 352. It's lopsided. Clean breaks, 13 to 2. Yeah, some pretty disgraceful stuff here from the Bath guys. The season's still got a couple of games to go, man. They've been nilled. Pretty bad. Reece Sammer, 169 run meters, 7 defenders beaten, 4 clean breaks, 2 tries, 2 try assists. Quite the shift. I mean, Falatau, 15 from 17 tackles, but still, good crowd for that one as well. Gloucester, 67 points. Remember, Northampton are on 68, so still in with a shout. But their fate is not in their hands, but they are as close as they could be. Bath still in last on 29. Not surprising with a performance like that. Leicester and the Bears. The Tigers and the Bears, 56-26. That's a pretty lopsided one as well. Things have changed since kind of recent years, right? It's Leicester in the ascendancy and Bristol in all kinds of trouble. Ashton, I think, broke some try-scoring record for the Premiership, which is fantastic. He seems to be a bit of a divisive figure. A lot of people don't like him for whatever reason, but you don't get as many tries as he's gotten by accident. You don't get a 28-minute hat trick unless you're pretty solid. So, yeah, 3 tries for him early. Youngs, Moroney, Stewart, Visa, Potter all get tries as well. To be fair, the end of this game is also likewise kind of soft. Like, there's tries, Potter, and then like Vui and Thacker. Some of the tackling I don't think was really there for those late ones. But, yeah, I mean, Leicester, they're pretty good. I mean, Jack Bates ended up getting the first one for Bristol. I don't even know if I've seen him play before, but that guy's got some wheels. That's encouraging. I'm used to seeing Randrada in the midfield, so that was at least kind of one bright side. But, yeah, I mean, it gets bad to worse for Bristol when they're getting the charge down pretty much straight away in the second half, and then Moroney's going over after being down like 27-12 at halftime. So you need to start the second half well to come back, but nothing doing for them. So, yeah, I mean, Bristol have got more possession, more territory. Leicester have to make more tackles, but also Bristol cough up a fair bit of ball. 14 turnovers conceded to 9. But they, like I said, 57% possession, 59% territory. But look, they still conceded 56 points. So that's all kind of meaningless. Ashton, 125 metres, 3 clean breaks, 2 defenders beaten. Thacker, 85 run meters, a clean break and 7 defenders beaten, plus 13 from 16 tackles. Not a bad shift, but yeah, Leicester are still in first on 86, so they're still clear of Saracens for now. Bristol in 10th on 43, to say their season's a disappointment has been putting it mildly. The last two, Worcester and Saracens. Interestingly, whenever you look at the highlights, because I only saw the highlights of this one on the Premiership YouTube page, they always give the games a little title. Sometimes they put a wee spoiler in there, but for Saracens and Worcester, they put the title, Mellons scores 4 in close game. 38-16 is not really a close game. Like 32-31 is a close game. 42-42 is even closer. It's certainly closer than 64-0, but 38-16 is not really close. When one man scores 4 tries and the other team gets 1, yeah, it's. I mean, it's not a drubbing, but it's still a pretty comfortable victory. What can I say? The first try for Saracens was a bit of a bizarre one. It's Mellons, of course. But they juggled the ball. Like 3 guys knocked the ball backwards, but they still managed to go over for a try. Ben Earl shows some real wicked gas for Alusi, so he gets on the board as well. Mellons gets 4, like I mentioned. I mean, Farrell's doing kicks and long passes. Daly's doing long passes. Those guys both seem to be having a bit of fun. They're playing well for Saracens. Farrell's been pretty good since he's come back, man, from what limited I've seen of him, but that's pretty pleasing. I mean, at least for the Worcester guys and for their home fans, they did get a try before the death. Until then, they'd only been able to keep the scoreboard ticking along with some penalties. Shagan gets one as well. So, yeah, man, it's a pretty, I guess, expected series win with nothing too outstanding about the score. It's not 64-0, but it's still a bonus point win for series away from home. Tackling percentage, interestingly, like Worcester make 103 tackles, which is not that many. Saracens make 190 at 91%, which is phenomenal. But they still manage 10 clean breaks to 6. So Saris with the right stats on both attack and defence. Maylands, 120 run meters, 3 clean breaks. Ezekwe, 21 out of 22 tackles. Good shift. Francois Fenta, 59 run meters, 2 clean breaks, 2 defenders beaten in a losing effort. Worcester are down in 12th on 30 points. Saracens in second on 82. So like I mentioned, behind Leicester's 86. Still a chance to catch them, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. The last one is a bit of a bonkers one. London Irish and Wasps. How did London Irish come back and draw this one? Like, they are down 32-14 at halftime. And they are down, 39-14 after 58 minutes. 39-14. And there's like 15 minutes to go. You shouldn't be able to come back and draw this one. But somehow they managed to get it done. Really, really crazy. I mean, West failed an HIA earlier, which was kind of disappointing. And then there's a maul try through Ogra, but there's like an immediate reply through Lowe. Hassel Collins sets up one for London Irish. So London Irish did actually go in front when they set up the second one through Parton. I mean, Hassel Collins is quick, isn't he? And Eddie Jones was there to see that game as well. But yeah, London Irish got caught in their own end goal, ended up conceding a 5-metre scrum. Hukart ends up getting a couple of tries. Akin gets one, Kibarigi gets one. Like I said, Kibarigi's one goes over. It's pretty much the nail in the coffin. But somehow, these London Irish guys come back, man. I mean, this guy, what's his name? Arundel. Reminds me of Frozen, because the kingdom there is Arundel. My daughter loves watching that bloody movie. But, yeah, he sparked a bit of the comeback, didn't he? Chip and chase, breaks through a tackle, good regather from him. That's the bonus point try as well, which seems like it's going to be at least a wee bit of a consolation for them. But they keep going. Hassel Collins sets one up. Wasp kick a penalty with a minute to go. Run down the clock as far as they can to make it 42-35. So it should be safe. But man, the Wasps guys give away, as LEIvBRI, a penalty try right at the death, dragging down the maul. You might have just been better off in hindsight letting them get the try and see if they can kick the conversion. But with the penalty try, it's automatic. So crazy finish to this game. I can't believe London Irish got another draw. They must be setting the record for number of draws this season as well. Crazy stuff. They are in 8th on 61. Wasps are 9th on 60. So they've passed. Did they pass them? They must be still the same spots as they were last week. For some reason I had it in my head the Wasps were above London Irish. But anyway, 6 breaks. Clean breaks is 6-5. Turnovers conceded is 13-12. So pretty tight. Run meter is 450-288. The London Irish guys love chucking it around. The flanker Pearson makes 11 from 12 tackles. LEIvBRI makes 13 from 13. But ultimately, it's that maul defence from him at the end, which cost them the final score. But I mean, it's a team effort to throw away that kind of lead. But also credit to London Irish for coming back. So yeah, that's the round that was. Some pretty crazy ones. Not a lot of games that were kind of edge of your seat stuff this week, which has been one kind of characteristic of the Premiership this season, but certainly bookended by games which really went down to the wire. So yeah, there we go, folks. You guys let me know your thoughts on the games. Do you think the final four of Leicester, Saris, Quins and Northampton will hold, or can you see Gloucester sneaking in there? Who's in 6th? I should look this up before I grab... who's in 6th? Must be Exeter. Yeah, I don't know if they can catch up, but certainly Gloucester's in with a shout. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts. I've got to go get my kids from school. Take care, and I'll talk to you again later. Bye.